Hello everyone, my name is Alvin, and in this video I'm going to talk about what would probably happen by 2023. Now, how often do you dream of being able to see the future? If you can, you could note the questions on your next exam. Or you could understand whether to accept your job offer or not. Or will you do well at your job interview and get hired? Well, unfortunately, human doesn't have such superpowers. We're not Doctor Strange, But luckily, we were given knowledge to analyze the present and predict the future. So, here are the things that I think would probably happen in 2023. Now, take a look at your surroundings. Nowadays, almost everyone has their own cell phones. In addition, maybe laptop or computer as well. Let's visit a little bit about the past. In year 2000, the modern mobile phones like we have now still doesn't exist. So most elders use phones like this as means of communication. But a few years later, BlackBerry brand became quite famous. They invented the first phones advanced enough to be called a cell phone. Moving a little bit further, in 2008, the first Android phones was introduced, and in 2013 reaches its sales peak. And soon after, BlackBerry was no more. And moving on to now, in just the span of 10 years, mobile phones have been advancing rapidly. The same thing goes for computer and laptops. Different brands competing with each other in upgrading their products. Now, what do you think will happen to mobile phones for the next 5 years? We don't know. We could expect Google Glasses or maybe virtual reality. But there's something we do know, is that it's gonna be fancy and of course expensive. Still talking about technology, like mobile phones, transportation devices such as cars and motorcycles has been getting more and more futuristic. And considering our current phase of advancement in technology, a lot of things could be invented within 5 years. We may have flying cars or motorcycles, shrinking cars, or maybe some other things like robots, or a cloak that can make you invisible, and all the other things you could think of. Getting bored with technology? Let's move on to other topics like environment. As we can see now, our environment such as air, water, and soil are getting more and more contaminated. Clean water are getting harder and harder to come by. More and more vehicles are produced and bought, resulting in pollution. Human population are getting bigger and bigger as more forests are burned or cut down to be made into factory or houses. As a result, lots of animals lost their place to live and went extinct. Waste such as plastic are hard to recycle and is still growing in numbers. Other than these, there are still a lot of things that is destroying our environment. And if not fixed, in 5 years, there will surely be more poverty and more species of animals going extinct. Therefore, it is up to us to save our environment. And finally, the last topic is population. As we know from the previous topic, human population are getting bigger and bigger, causing poverty around the world. As a result, there are many problems regarding this topic. There aren't enough doctors to cure all the sick. There aren't enough teachers to teach all the students. Overpopulation is causing damage to environment as well as population itself. In countries like Singapore, all their citizens are given occupation. That is why there are no unemployed. But in poor or growing countries, government face the same problem, subsidy. Without enough employment and workplace, subsidy must be provided. And to rub salt into the wound, the unemployed or who works as a cheap laborers won't be able to pay tax. They would rely solely on subsidy to live and blame the government for them being unemployed. It would be a dream come true if these problems can be solved by 2023, when all the population may live in harmony and may live a decent life, without anyone being unable to eat, nor don't have a place to stay, nor unable to raise their children. A world where everyone can live while smiling. That is the end of the video. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching.